What's up, my tech geeks? Today it's the technology show off, and today I'm gonna bring you something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I'm gonna be reviewing a DJI Phantom 3 Professional, and this thing is the drone of my dreams. I've been wanting this thing for so long since I heard of it coming out, and I finally got one. And let me tell you, this thing is just so cool. It can do so many things. You know, like right now, I got a little camera protector on it. I'm gonna set this down for a second. Excuse me, I gotta take this thing off. It requires two hands to take it off. Just excuse me for a moment. Okay, I finally got it off, and this camera right here can shoot at 4K resolution. And the reason why it's moving because when it's on, it'll be stabilized, and no matter how the aircraft will move, the camera will stay like this the whole time. And yes, it can move up and down too. And one thing about this, it can fly up to 3 miles away, which is super far away. And in case you're wondering what these things are supposed to be, these are supposed to be removable propeller guards, and these do not come with it. These were as separate accessories. And these, in case you're wondering, these two things right here are the batteries that this thing takes. If you push it once, it shows how much it's got. Right now, they're both fully charged because I charged them earlier today. And another thing, this thing has GPS, and this thing can literally just hover in one spot without you moving the sticks on that controller. Literally, when it gets windy, it'll just literally just sit in one spot. It's almost like it's sitting on a shelf in midair, so it's so steady in one little spot. And those little rubber balls dampen the vibration of the camera, because there is very little bit of vibration coming from the drone, and if any vibration reaches through the camera, you'll see little wobbly lines through the footage, and that's vibration from the drone, and they're supposed to get rid of that, so you won't see any vibrations in your video. And these propellers are huge. These are like 9-inch propellers. And the nice thing is that they're removable. They're self-tightening. You just spin up on and off, and like you're screwing on something, and when it stops spinning, you just give a little nudge, then it's on completely, and they'll stay on the whole time, and you don't have to worry about retiming them after each flight. They'll always remain tight on the drone. And it takes about an hour and 35 minutes to charge these batteries, and you get 20 minutes of flying time out of one battery. And the controller's like the same thing like that. If you press it once, it shows how much battery you're making, and the controller has. And the sack is a spare set of propellers, so you get a pretty good amount of spare sets of propellers. And this is the charger, wall charger. You could charge the batteries for the Phantom and the controller for the Phantom, and This tablet does look like an iPad, but this controller did not. This tablet did not come with the drone. I got this tablet separately, and no, it's not an iPad. It's an Insignia Flex Elite Android tablet, and this tablet is super good. This is one of the best devices you can use that is inexpensive for this drone. And yes, you can use your iPhone and iPad with this thing and an Android tablet as long as it's a Kindle Fire. If it's a Kindle Fire, it will not work with it. It only works with regular Android devices and iOS devices. Okay. And let's go over the camera mount. The original one was this, and it won't protect the lens. It kind of sits in it like that, holding the camera on the bottom where my thumb's at, and it tends to fall off a lot, and it didn't work really good. It was very hard to put it on and kind of hard to take it off, and this thing is amazing. This thing's an absolute must-have for a Phantom 3. It just comes on, like you saw at the beginning of the video, how it's sitting there. When it's on, you can literally shake it and it'll not come off. And here's something important I gotta tell you guys. Before you fly this thing, you literally have to do a software update, which takes 25 minutes to do, and it's super hard to update the software. It's super complicated, so if you get one of these, prepare to have some struggle updating get this thing set up and updating the software on it. And one reminder, once you update the software in it, avoid the newer ones that are coming out, because those have bugs in it, and they cause these things to go crazy, and they crash and stuff. So mine's at the version that after the first time I updated it, as soon as I got it, so I'm not updating it anymore, because I don't want my thing to go crazy and break in half like the other people's did. And while I'm at it, I'm going to tell you some accessories that you must get for this thing. You notice that thing in the back? That thing is a protective thing for the motor of the camera, and it's supposed to hold the motor in place, because after some hard landings, the motor tends to separate and come and break apart, and it's hard to repair it. And that's another must-have. There is a tutorial video that someone else made on installing that. If you get this little gimbal holder, you need to watch that video. That video will help you install it. Oh, and let's go over the SD card. Yeah. Hang on. A little SD card on the... Excuse me. Okay, here it is. The little SD card that comes with it, which is a nice card. It's a Panasonic 16 gig card. It does come with the drone inserted into the camera. And it's a really nice high-speed SD card. It's able to handle the 4K resolution just fine. And it's spring-loaded too, so it's very easy to push in and push out. And here's a little tip. Don't push too hard, because every time you push, it moves the rubber ball things, and if you push too hard, it could possibly break them. So just a reminder, just please be careful when you're taking it out of that card. And in case you're wondering what this black thing is, that protects the bottom of the drone. It protects the little ribbon cable that hooks onto the camera, and if the ribbon cable gets wet, like if it hits the grass or hits like a rock or something kind of uneven when you land it, it'll break the ribbon cable and it will make your camera no longer work. That has never happened to me, but it's just a little thing I got just to protect it. Because I don't want my camera to get messed up. And that black thing is the main ribbon cable. It's just so brittle. You gotta be extra careful with that thing. And what else is there? This thing does weigh 1,250 grams. So it's above the 250 gram limit for the FAA regulations, and you have to register it to the FAA before you fly this thing. Just a little reminder, because of those new regulations of the FAA. And you could get this drone from Amazon and from Best Buy. And there's the nice packaging of it. And the little bonus thing I got for the controller is the little neck strap. Makes it super nice and comfortable and while holding that controller, because it is kind of heavy and gets a little tiring of holding it. And these little knobs are a bonus too. Makes it super comfortable and feels nice in the thumbs. It just grips on better. And here's a little tip. Here's a thing. In order to get these motors to start spinning up slowly, you take your sticks and put them in the inside corner like that. And then as soon as they spin up, you just slowly raise the throttle up. And when you're landing, you raise it down a little bit. And as soon as it touches the ground, you'll hold this left stick all the way down for 3 seconds. Then the motors will stop spinning. Then when they stop spinning, you just let go of the stick. And one reminder, while it's up in the air, do not do that same thing to start the motors in the air, because it will shut them off and the drone will fall down and crash and hit the ground like a rock. So do not do that while it's flying. And what else is there? And I guess that's all I gotta say about it. It's just a really nice drone. It's very easy to fly. I mean, it's stable as a rock, and it's just an overall really good drone. And oh, one more thing before we wrap up this review. Those two black things on the phone, those are ultrasonic sensors. They read the ground and tell the drone how high it is off the ground, and you can even fly it when you don't have GPS signals. Those sensors will see the ground and it'll make the drone hover like it does have GPS, even though it does not. So you can fly this thing indoors, and I do not recommend flying it in your house, living room. If you're going to fly indoors, take it to like a auditorium or a gym. Don't fly it in your house, because you'll kill your pets and you'll put a hole in your wall. And it's just overall very dangerous. With these huge, gigantic 9-inch propellers spinning at high speeds, it's just a dangerous thing to do indoors. So, just a little reminder. And I guess that's all it. And again, it's a very nice drone. It's very easy to fly for the beginners, and you get stunning aerial footage, and the total maximum flying altitude is you can fly 400 feet straight up. You can fly 3 miles away from you. And it's got return to home too. You press and hold that button, then the drone will start coming back to the spot where you took off from. Then it'll land where it took off. Then as soon as it lands, it'll turn the motors off. And the nice thing, if you lose signal while you're flying, this drone will automatically return to home, back where you started. So if you lose signal while you're flying, don't panic. Wait patiently for it to come back. It will always come back when it loses signal. As long as it has a good GPS signal, it'll always come back home when it loses signal. And this is the Technology Show Off signing off. Please like and subscribe if you're new to this channel. See you guys later.